What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Jayyy Wayyyy. You already know what time it is. She likes it my way. Alright, so welcome back to my channel. What up, fam? What up, squad? Thank you for everyone who has been supporting me, and thank you for clicking on this video. So, if you can't already tell from the title, because I'm not really sure what I named this video or what I titled it as, but this video is definitely going to be a story time. And I had a couple of story times that I did want to share with you guys today. And I think I'm going to make a segment where either I'm going to have a story time Tuesday, or I'm just going to have a segment of story times on my channel. So stay tuned for that, so you'll get more stories in the near future. But in order to see those videos, or in order to see any video that I do post, you should click that like. You should click the like button. Also, you should subscribe to the gang, and then most importantly, you should hit the notification bell, because that will notify you every time I do upload. So now that we got all that boring stuff out the way, so this story time is gonna be, I don't really know what to title it, but I want to say that it was one of the most oddest Lyft drivers I've ever encountered, and it's gonna be a mixture story. So we're just gonna name this, I don't know what I'm gonna name it, honestly, but listen to the story. So basically, I met this girl through riding not Uber, Lyft. Alright, so what had happened is, like, basically one day I requested a Lyft, and so I was on my way to work. At the time I was on my way to work, and so I had requested a Lyft ride to my job. So as I'm on my way to my job, I'm just thinking, like, it had to be like summertime. I want to say it had to be like maybe like early March, almost summertime. Like, it was kind of like trying to get nice but not really nice. But this particular day, it happened to be a nice day. So anyways, I was on my way to work, and it was a Saturday. I know it was a Saturday for a fact. So it was a Saturday, and I was on my way to work. And then I'm thinking, as I'm on my way to work, like, damn, I really don't want to go to work. It's mad nice out. The weather is finally clearing up. It's not like snowing or cold anymore or raining. It's like a really nice day. And I don't want to spend my day at work with these folks who I really don't care for, who sort of like drain my energy. So now that we got that out the mix, so y'all kind of already know where I'm going with this. Alright, so what had happened was, right, I get to my job, and I'm still feeling that same way. Like, because on my way, as I'm in the Lyft towards the job, I'm still kind of thinking, like, dang, what excuse am I going to say to these people so I can get out of work? You know what I'm saying? Or like, what kind of excuse am I going to use so I can get out of work? Don't judge me. We all have done it. You done made up a story to get out of work before too. So don't try to judge me through that. You can't judge me through the camera. You don't know me. Don't do that. Don't do that. So what had happened is, I finally get to the job, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell them I'm not feeling well. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't do anything, exaggerating, kind of lying. I just said I wasn't feeling well. So I get to the job. I told my boss, like, hey, I made my best efforts to get here and show up. You think maybe I could leave kind of early? I'm feeling kind of like underneath the weather. I could put in a couple of hours and then maybe see if I could leave early. So then she was like, the boss at the time, she was like, oh, if you're not feeling well, you can just, you can leave now or whatever. Like, it's fine. You should be able to, I should have enough time to cover me leaving, not working for the day, basically. So I ended up leaving, right? So here's when the story comes in. So I ended up leaving, and then I'm like now heading back home. So I request something is wrong with my speech today, don't judge me. So I ended up requesting a Lyft, right? I requested a Lyft to go back home. So I'm staying outside my job, and I request the Lyft. So as I'm waiting for the Lyft, you know how if you have the app, well, you have to have the app in order to request the Lyft. So as I'm on the app, and you know how sometimes when you do get a driver, they'll have like a profile where you can like sort of see their picture in that microscopic little circle picture that they have. It'd be like this small. You have to like really focus your eyes to see who it is or what they look like. So I did that, and I'm looking. It said the person's name. I'm not gonna say no names in this video. I'm probably gonna make up a name. Her name was Purple. I'm just gonna say that. So the driver's name was Purple, and so she had came to pick me up, and before she even got to me, I was like looking at her picture. I'm like, oh, she's kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? Not on nothing like, oh, I'm gonna try to bag. Not on no type of time like, you know, nothing extra than okay, like just me looking at the profile. I'm like, okay, she's cute. Plus, she's about to come pick me up, so I'm gonna see her anyway. So, anyways, she comes. I get in a car. She's very friendly, and she's like, oh, something like, oh, you work here or whatever. And so I was like, yeah. And then she was like, that's a good job or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you know, my job's cool or whatever. She's like, it's a government job, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, it is or whatever. So she's like, oh, yeah, I heard they pay good. And I'm like, well, I'm like, the position I have, I mean, they pay decent, but if you know, once you put in your years in that job, you'll have, you know, you'll get more money. So basically, we're just talking, and we are, you know, just talking or whatever. And, you know, she's asking me, like, if I like it, when did I start my job? I'm telling her, like, you know, normal conversation. So we get closer to me reaching my destination, and she's like, oh, you live around here? And I'm like, yeah, or whatever. You? And then she's like, I used to live in Boston, but then I moved, you know, down south. So I'm like, oh, but you back up here now? And so she's like, yeah, you know, she's telling me the reasons why. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see. So then I'm asking her, you know, like, how you like driving for Lyft? And she's like, you know, it's cool. She meets different people, yada, yada, yada. You get what I'm saying? We're just having like regular type of conversation. So then she's like, basically, the traffic for some reason on my way to get back home was very heavy versus when I was on my way to work. But that it's always like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we were able to talk so much. So then, you know what I'm saying? You know, we get closer to like around where I'm about to get dropped off. And so she's like, oh, you know, say I know some people around here, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, oh, that's what's up or whatever. So then she's like, she was like, oh, she had asked me, did I just get out of work? And I was like, nah, actually I was supposed to be on my way to work, but I made up a lie, you know, told people I was sick so I can enjoy my Saturday. I just feel that vibe today where I don't want to be at work and I just want to enjoy my Saturday. And so she's like, I feel you. I'm not trying to be doing Lyft all day either today. I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday. I'm like, see, like, you feel me? We here. You know what I'm saying? It's nice out. It's been winter for so long. We get one nice day and I don't want to spend it at work. So we was there on that note. So then she's like, oh, like you be going out, you be on a club scene. And I'm like, nah, I really don't do clubs, but I do bars, you know what I'm saying? Like I like the hookah lounge and stuff like that. I'm like, it's nothing really against the clubs. To be honest, I never really been to a club. I don't think so. If I have, it was like real brief. Like I like maybe like walked in, got a drink and dipped. It's not really like it wasn't really like a long, it wasn't like a night out at the club. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I told you my words today. So anyways, she's like, oh, okay, like, we should link sometimes to, you know, like hang out, maybe like, you know, go grab a drink. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like a good drink, just like the next adult, for my people who are, you know, underage. So then she's like, put my number in your phone. So then I get the number. Alright, so before now I'm basically at my house. So I get her number, you know, I'm putting it in my little phone, and then I get out, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I'm enjoying my day. So what ended up happening, right? I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because the story's very long, but I'm gonna give y'all like the main parts, okay? So like I said, the title is probably gonna be like the worst Lyft driver I encounter, something like that. So basically what happened is, right, I got the number, and so I had hit her up like maybe on like that night just so she could have my number, because she gave me her number. So when I hit her up, you know, I told her like, oh, you know, it's Jay, whatever, blah blah. She's like, oh, what's up, blah blah blah, what you doing? You enjoying your Saturday like you said you was gonna do or whatever? So then I'm like, yeah, actually I'm out right now, and I was trying to see where you were, to see if maybe you want to grab a drink or whatever. And so the part of like wherever I was out at, she wasn't really around that vicinity. So then she was like, oh, I would have a drink with you, but you know, I'm not around right now. So I'm like, all right, that's cool, but I just want to hit you up so, you know, you got my number now for future references or whatever. So, you know, we continued to text that night. Nothing serious, just like really getting to know each other. I think we figured out that we knew a couple of people in common. You know, she knew some people from my neck of the woods. Keep in mind, she's older than me. I never said that, but she's older than me, like not like real older than me, but older than me. At the time, I was like 26. So she's older than me by like, she's probably like, she's probably like 32 to be exact. So basically what happened is we continued to text that same day that I got the number, that I met her, that I got in the ride. But it was nothing serious, like, you know, like I said, just talking, figuring out that we know a couple of people in common. She sent me a couple of pictures. It did get a little flirty, but not really from my end. That's when I started to notice that maybe the whole, oh, let's catch a drink was because maybe she found me attractive. And it was a little bit more than, you know, just like thinking maybe we could be friends. Okay. So, what had happened, right? I'm a fast forward. So after I met her that one ride, I want to say like a week or 2 weeks later, we finally ended up chilling. Okay. So what happened was we was texting periodically from the time that I met her to the time that we first chilled. So we just like texting, you know, like whatever, on the phone sometimes. Nothing serious, especially from my end. I never led her to believe that we were going to be in a relationship. She did ask me if I was single, and at the time I was single. I did ask her if she was single, and she told me she was single. So we blah, blah, blah. Both me and her really didn't, we weren't dating anyone, or both me and her weren't in relationships. So granted, the conversations were flirty, but I didn't really see anything wrong with it, because in my mind I wasn't looking for anything more serious than whatever it was gonna be. So basically what happened is, like, she was like, oh, we should hang out, and I was like, yeah, because me and you never really did get to share that drink with each other. So what had happened was, I was like, oh, basically you should come over like tonight. I think I like had like some time to spend or whatever. So I'm like, oh, you could come by my crib if you want to or whatever. So she's like, all right, when I get out, when I'm done doing my rides for the day. Damn, can you talk? Can you talk? So she's like, when I'm done doing my rides for the day, I'm gonna swing by. So she, you know, she's like, oh, tell me your address or whatever. She gave me a time for when she was gonna be here, right? So she's like, oh, can you have some stuff ready for me? Because when I come over, I'm probably gonna want to shower. So basically, what it was like a nightcap. Like, she was gonna come over, have a drink, but she wanted to spend the night. I didn't really have a problem with that. Like, cool. So basically, cause like I said, we was getting to know each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of like picked up on her vibe a little bit through the text messages and on the phone. So it wasn't like, oh, she was a complete stranger and I didn't know nothing about her, you know what I'm saying? And I just let her spend the night. So boom, what happened is she gets here, it's probably like 11:30, almost midnight. So she gets here, right? Comes in, you know what I'm saying? She had like, okay, let me explain her person. Her personality is very aggressive. I'm not, well, I want to say she was bisexual because she has dated men. She was involved with a man and she also had children. So I'm going to say she was bisexual. So she, you know, when she came in, she already sort of had like a demeanor, like her personality is very aggressive. So she was just like, oh, like, you know, like saying little things like, oh, like, what you was doing here all day, or why you didn't answer the phone when I last called you, and like stuff like that. And at first I'm just thinking like, well, you know, I kind of picked up on her personality through text or whatever, because when we were texting, she kept saying like, oh, you know what I'm saying, you probably got Odor, and you know, stuff like that, like, oh, I'm probably a player and stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, not really. So basically, she came over, right? And then, you know, she's saying hello stuff, whatever. So she's like, I'm like, because she had asked me to go to the store for her to pick up some stuff, like whatever she wanted to drink. So I did that for her. And then I think I got her some Fontos. And then, you know, I got whatever I was going to drink or whatever. So she come, I'm showing her around the crib or whatever. Not really like showing her, like it's a big ass mansion, but I'm just saying I'm showing her around the crib or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, if you want to shower, you can do that now. So she's like, all right. So I get her a towel. Actually, this is where it gets fucking bizarre. Ooh, excuse my French. This is where things start to turn around. So basically, she wanted to get in the shower, but I forgot to leave her a towel. Or either I did have a towel in it and the towel that was in it couldn't really fit around her body. No. Don't do that. I'm not body shaming her. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that maybe my towel was a little too small. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So, she gets in the shower, and so she's in the shower. And so, you know, next thing I know, I hear her saying, Jayyy, and I'm like, yo. So then she's like, oh, she's like, come to the bathroom, whatever. So I'm like, the door was unlocked, keep in mind. So I'm like, oh, you want me to come in? And then, so she like opened it or whatever, like, and she didn't crack it, like she opened it. And so when I came in, she was, nude from the waist down. And she was like standing in my toilet. And so she's like, girl, you did not think I was gonna be able to wrap this little towel around my body. So I'm like, I mean, shit, I didn't know. So I'm like, all right, I'll get you another towel. Y'all, before I even say anything, actually, I'm gonna say it. Hell, I'm gonna say it. When I opened that door, okay, the shower was running. When I opened that door, y'all, this out of the world, and I'm not even exaggerating, this out of the world, different type, I've never experienced type smell hit me like Ike hit Tina, okay? The smell that came through the bathroom when I opened the door damn near knocked me the out. So I'm like, okay, so I'm grabbing the towel and I'm passing the towel back. And as I'm passing the towel back, I'm like trying to shut the door and hand her the towel, like, here you go, let me shut this door, you go get in that shower, you know, get in that shower, girl. So she's like, oh, I just started my period. And, you know what I'm saying, pardon me, had I not smelled that smell, would have been sad as heck, because, you know, it's supposed to be like a little nightcap. So if you bleeding, then, you know, guess it would be, it's all about me, like Maya. But so, you know what I'm saying, so she was bleeding. So I'm like, all right, well, sucks for you, but bitch, you're still here, so it's gonna be about me tonight. No, sir. But so I was kind of like happy a little bit, and then so I was happy that she was sort of bleeding. Okay, so because it was supposed to be a nightcap, but anyways, so I'm trying to give her the towel and like shut the door at the same time. So she's telling me like, oh, I just started bleeding. Do you have pads? Of course I have pads. I'm a woman, so I give her a pad. She gets in the shower. So I leave. And then when I come out the bathroom, I stood for a minute to, let my thoughts, think about the smell that I just smelled. So I'm like, oh, thank God, I never smelled nothing like that before now. So then I'm trying to like not be so, hard on the girl, because I'm like, well, damn, she was probably driving all day, sweating down there. You just started your period, so you probably got like, maybe a little blood in your panties. But I just couldn't understand the smell, because I'm like, let me tell you something. The 2 doors, my bathroom has 2 doors. So both of those doors being closed, and then the steam from the shower, and then I guess her period and being sweaty or whatever the case may have been, the smell of it was just so bad that I was completely turned off. Honestly, I was completely turned off. But to be honest, I didn't really look at her sexually to begin with. You feel what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, all right, whatever, then we just gonna enjoy our drinks and go to sleep. Girl, sleepover, hello. So whatever, that happened. And so boom, she gets out the shower. I hear the water stop. So then she's like, she's out the shower. I think she's out the shower. She had asked me for a pair of basketball shorts. And my thing was, she knew she was going to spend a night, just like I knew she was going to spend a night. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, girl, you should have packed a bag. Why didn't you pack a bag? You know damn well you bigger than me. You seen me when I got into your Lyft that day. You know we ain't the same size. So luckily enough, I had a pair of basketball shorts that I didn't wear really that fit her, because they were extremely big for me. So they ended up fitting her. So I let her wear the shorts. Boom. So now y'all got that out of the way. So y'all kind of get the vibe of the night already. So keep in mind, I never wanted anything from her, like on a relationship, not even sexual. I just wanted to like maybe see if we could be cool, grab a drink. She seemed like cool people. That was probably, about it. So then next thing I know, she gets out of the shower, and we go downstairs, right? So we're chilling, we're downstairs. She's about to indulge in her drink. I'm about to indulge in my drink. She rolls up. So then she's like, oh, there was something that she had asked for that I think I had got it wrong. Whatever. Next time, go to the store yourself. You had a whole car. Okay? I'm not a personal shopper for you. So anyways, so she's like, oh, you got this wrong. I'm like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. You're just gonna have to drink that, or you can drink what I'm drinking. So what ended up happening is, like I said, that was like her personality is real aggressive. So what ended up happening is we just ended up watching a movie. Okay, I'm not gonna say what movie, just in case. Yeah, I'm saying, just know we was watching a movie. It was nothing like weird, but we ended up watching a movie, and so this is where stuff got kind of weird. Okay. So basically, what happened is, as we're watching a movie, we're talking, whatever. She sits across from me for some reason. I don't know why. She sat across from me, and so she's rolling up, we're talking, whatever. For some reason, she keeps thinking like I have a girlfriend. Like she just kept thinking that. So then what happened is, my phone was going off. Like someone kept texting me, and then like a couple of phone calls came through, but I never answered my phone. Okay, I never answered my phone. But like the person kept calling me, and they kept texting me, and so like, as I'm receiving the phone calls and the text messages, I'm like, damn, like, shit, you aggravating. So she's like, oh, I thought you told me that you were single, you wasn't messing with nobody. And I'm looking at this bitch like, okay, yeah, I did say that. So then she's like, well, why your phone keep ringing? I'm looking like, girl, do you pay this phone bill or do I? And who are you to be questioning why my phone is ringing? I'm not asking you why your phone's ringing. I'm not even worried about you and your phone. The fuck? Why you worried about me and my phone? So I'm like, yeah, I ain't lied to you about nothing. Yeah, I am single. So she's like, oh, nobody who's single gonna have a person that's gonna keep blowing up their phone like that, whatever, whatever. And so I'm like, girl, I'm single right now. I ain't say I ain't say I've been single my whole life. Like anybody could be calling me. You know what I'm saying? It could be anybody that I mess with. I'm like, I'm sure you got people who still call you frequently too that you mess with. So anyways, we sort of like went back and forth about that a little bit. Nothing serious, but it was like, you know, like a little disagreement there. And so she ended up catching an attitude. But for me, I couldn't understand why. It beats me. I could not understand why. I was like Curious George, like up in that bitch. Like, what? What the fuck done going on here? Excuse my French. So anyway, she ended up calling herself having an attitude. And for me, I'm just like, I don't partake in kissing ass. That's not my profession. That's not my ministry. I do not study that. So that's your business. So then she's like, oh, I'm not sleeping with you. I think I'm just gonna sleep downstairs. And so I'm like, make yourself comfortable. You need some covers? Would you like a pillow? You need some covers? Girl, the kitchen's right there. Everything is right there for you. The bathroom, there's another bathroom down there. Like, you're good. So the movie had ended, and then that's when she had told me that she wanted to sleep downstairs. So that happened, right? And then basically she was like, can you wake me up at 5:30? I took my upstairs. I went to bed. I waked her up at 5:30. She dipped. Boom. So then we didn't talk. Like, she didn't text me. I didn't text her. If she did text me, it was like, oh, if we did talk, it was something along the lines like she felt that it was disrespectful that I had someone texting my phone while I had her in my company, and I'm definitely lying about being single. So I'm like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. At the end of the day, that's my cell phone. You know, it was cool kicking it with you. Boom, bye. So again, I'm on my way to work, and I bump into her a couple of other times after the whole spend a night thing, and you know, it's real awkward. She's just like mind you, girl, she's making, when I get into the car, when I see her after the whole spend a night thing, she's making it seem like, oh, I knew I would get you, whatever. Like, why I got to be picking you up type of ordeal like that. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, girl, when a person requests a Lyft, you have the option to either deny that ride or accept that ride. So the fact that you're over here saying all this, granted, she said it in a playful way, but I'm like, the fact that you're over here making it seem like you didn't want to come pick me up, and oh, you knew I would like making it seem like I requested to ride with her. And so I'm like, girl, good night. So basically we had it was me and another person, and it was a shared ride. So she ends up dropping off the person in the shared ride, and I'm still being cool with it. I'm like, yo, like, when we going to chill again? So I'm an asshole. So I'm like, when we going to chill again? You still in your feelings? Like, you still mad? So then she's like, oh, I'm funny. She was like, oh, Jay, I'm not messing with you. You think you're slick, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, you literally caught an attitude. So anyway, I get out the car. But there is a part 2 to this story. I'm not going to keep it too long. I'm going to end it at 30 minutes because if you guys want to hear the part 2 to the story, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should hear the part 2 to the story. But, so basically what happened is Shorty had an Odor, and it was one of the oddest Lyft rides I have ever encountered. Now, I had some rides. I done had some Lyft rides since Lyft been created. I done had some that had tried me, but this particular person had tried me. So don't hook up with your Lyft drivers. Like, don't do that. I don't care if Shorty is bad. Do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But there's a part 2 to this story, and if you guys would like to hear that, you gotta let me know. You gotta like the video. You gotta comment down below. Do something to let me know that you guys want to hear part 2 to this story, because this is where hits the fan. Okay, so I'm gonna end it right here. Make sure y'all remember where I ended at. Basically, I ended up calling a Lyft again, and she ended up accepting my ride, and she ended up driving me off to work. But that's it of the video. Thank you guys so much for like, comment, sharing, and subscribing. I hope that you enjoyed this little different type of story time. But if you want to hear part 2 of this story time, like I said, let me know in the comment section, or just like, you know what I'm saying, so I can know. Because a lot of y'all don't even be commenting, you know what I'm saying. Just comment, let me know. But you're going to want to hear the story, so you should definitely comment down below. Comment, we want to know what happened next, Jay. We want to know what happened next, Jay. Alright, so thank you so much for people who've been rocking with me, liking, commenting, sharing. Like I always say, you know, all the dull stuff that I say, but I gotta throw that out there to let y'all know I see y'all supporting the sister. So I'm gonna leave it right here, and then I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video for part 2. Even if you don't tell me you want a part 2, I'm giving y'all part 2. So anyways, the Jayyy Wayyyy is out. Peace. I don't know what that was, but peace.